Hello.
Uh, so, hi everybody. We just went to the Mario movie. The Super Mario Bros. Movie.
It was great.
Utterly delightful and completely fantastic.
We enjoyed ourselves very much. We brought our two kids, a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old.
Which is no small feat.
And they also both really enjoyed the movie.
Yes.
It was nice because they got all the references, or at least a lot of them.
They didn't get some of like the older things, but
Yeah,
they knew
sure.
a lot of the Mario stuff.
But-
our kids know, the main characters and things.
Yeah, our youngest was like, "Oh, it's Katsu Mario."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of moments where she's like, woo, woo.
Yeah.
They're both enjoying
They're
it.
both way into it.
Tons of fun.
Yep.
Just loads of people at this movie, which was pretty great.
Yeah, I would say there was a 3-to-1
Ratio of kid to adult.
kid to adult. I hope this movie makes all the money.
Yes.
I was saying on the way home, I could totally go for a Mario movie or 2, if not 3, every year.
Right.
Do a Luigi's Mansion,
Give me a Mario movie every year.
Do
I
a
will be very happy.
Yoshi's Woolly World, give me a Paper Mario movie. It was great.
Yes. That would actually be hilarious, a Paper Mario movie, because this one, he went from his world to kind of the same world in a way, but if you go to the Paper Mario world, very different.
But there was a lot of Easter eggs,
Tons of nostalgia.
tons of nostalgia. The music
Loads
works.
of music all over.
All the characters get time to shine.
Peach was fantastic.
And Peach's outfits were the best.
Yes. And
They
so
were
I'm
just
not
great.
I'm not just saying this for, have a strong woman kind of thing. No, she was a princess.
But
Like, she
it's-
still wore her dresses and things, but she was capable.
Admittedly, though, Peach in the games doesn't do much. Not that she's not capable, she just doesn't do much. It's, Peach is captured again.
Yep. Or she's just ruling the castle, or she's
whatever,
not really
yeah.
part of the adventure.
But here she did a lot. It was really
Yes.
nice. Bowser was great. Luigi was great. Donkey Kong was great. The
Surprisingly,
Kongs
all
were
the
great.
voice acting was actually really good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who complained about this because this was a star-studded cast.
Yeah, I will say
And they're not voice actors.
I'm not a fan of Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. That was probably the worst choice for voice actor.
It wasn't bad, though. It's not like he's got a really bad voice. It kind of fit for like a 20-year-old Donkey Kong.
It fit, but it wasn't my favorite. But everyone else worked really well. I thought actually Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach worked perfect.
Which is funny for me because I do not like her character in what was that mutant show
New
that we
Mutants.
watched? New Mutants, yeah.
Admittedly, that whole movie is bad.
It was terrible, but I mean, it sets a bad precedent sometimes. When my first remembered interaction with this actress is that character. I can't stand her.
Yeah.
But she did pretty, like, her portrayal of Peach and the inflections she put into her voice, tons of fun.
It was
The whole effect of the movie, like, visually, this was one of the best movies that I've seen in quite a while. It was
yes.
adorable. It does the kind of animation, and I've told you this before with Lightyear, where it's obviously a cartoon, but you've got realistic textures. So you've got true corduroy. They get close up on Mario's hat. It's actually embroidered. Like, you could see the individual lines on the M on his hat. The flowers, the feathers on the paratroopers.
So he does get a Tanuki suit, and when you look, it looks so fluffy and wonderful
And
fuzzy.
You just want to hug it.
Yeah. Why do you look like a bear?
Yeah, that was. And then the effect of the power-ups that they had, it was kind of this rainbowy like layer.
All the effects. There was
so
like this
fun.
glittery sound effect along with both the effect of Rainbow Road that was amazing.
The transformation into like all of Peach's different outfits was tons of fun.
Was really great.
Mario didn't. I mean, he had a few changes. So he did Super Mushroom, he did Tiny Mushroom, which is really just bigger and smaller versions of him.
Yeah.
But then he had. I don't think he ever did Fire, did he?
He didn't.
He
I was
didn't.
expecting him to in this, and he didn't.
He did Tanuki and he did Cat, which was, I mean, even the cat suit looked super fuzzy.
Looked great. Yeah.
I love this style of animation.
Meow.
Like, meow. And there's one part where like Donkey Kong's going to punch him and he kind of backs up like a cat with his back arched up and everything. It was like, it's a cat. Just absolutely fun.
It was a blast. I will say the criticism of it not having a great story is there, true.
Yes. The story is not the strongest. It's a very typical hero's quest.
But even then I would say the hero's quest type story just wasn't fleshed out very well. Like, it doesn't go from point A to point B. It just kind of jumps into things at every point.
I think this was an hour 47 movie.
It was shortish.
I feel like we were missing a couple of steps here and there. Because, like, we go from, I challenge Donkey Kong to suddenly he's in the arena. There's no pep talk beforehand. There's no moment of Peach and Toad go with Cranky. There's none of that kind of in-between stuff that I was expecting.
Yeah, it doesn't flow very well. Mm-hmm. But the stuff that's on screen is just awesome. It's hilarious. It's just so much fun.
I said to Jason, I'm pretty sure I was smiling for at least 75% of that movie.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it's loads of nostalgia, and obviously, like, that was truly delightful for me, but it was just so fun, and my kids loved it, which is always a bonus for me. Like, I'm here, and so we got the kids between us, right? And I kept wanting to be like, and there's that thing. Like, I kept wanting to, like, smack him on the arm, but he's too far away, so I couldn't do it, because there's references here, and yeah, his arm is safe this time. Just absolutely a joy to go to.
And, like, the first 5-10 minutes, references off the top of my head are, you see Jumpman being played on an old arcade thing. Mm-hmm. You get the original voice actor for Mario. You get
Kid Icarus.
You get Kid Icarus being played in Mario's room. You get a Starfighter from Starfax on top of his TV. You get Punch Man Pizzeria, which in the Punch Man
Punch Out.
Punch Out Pizzeria, and they have Punch Out posters of all the boxers that you get to fight in Punch Out. You get obvious Mario references, right? So the original Mario theme, a Mario commercial, which most have seen because it's in the promotional stuff. You get and that's in like the first 5 minutes. Constantly throughout the movie, it's like yes. Like, it's just old and new references, music themes from modern games like Odyssey all the way to, the original Mario theme. You get tons of ties into other Nintendo.
Well, and it was funny. So there's a moment where they're going through Brooklyn, right? And they're going from they had just gotten their first call and they're going to go try to deal with this drip of water, right? Mm-hmm. And they're going through, and that was a lot of fun because it was almost like a 2D side-scrolling game, like a classic Mario game. And
they did that
pipes.
They did that once or twice, and it was a lot of fun.
That was so delightful. And it was fun, when we go more 3D, we see Peach going through that kind of mini gauntlet that she's created, and we go more 3D, we're getting view from behind her as she's going through the steps. We get the side-to-side view, like, just... I thought it was brilliant, their cinematography. Yeah. Because there is cinematography, even in animation.
Well, there's an actual digital camera when you're making stuff like this that you have to control. So it's just like regular cinematography. You're just not controlling it by hand. You're controlling it by mouse.
Yeah.
But yes, I will say this movie is near perfect.
There's loads of great jokes.
The only thing it falters on, I think, is the story. Mm-hmm. The writing wasn't bad. The story was a little meh, but... animation was great. Direction was great. Voices were great.
So colorful. Even in the dark lands.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Bowser, which arguably steals the show, was amazing. The music was awesome. It just, all of it was so much fun. I highly recommend it. We're definitely buying this movie.
Oh, 100%. This is going to be...
I hope there's a collector's version of this movie.
Yes, we will probably be getting a metal casing if it exists. Which, speaking of metal casing, so there is a metal popcorn tin.
Oh yeah, I was gonna go get it, but
I don't know if it's in all the other theaters, but it's AMC.
Yeah.
And so we did get the Mario popcorn tin, which I think is downstairs. And it's a question mark block, and it's tons of fun. It's actually embossed, and it's got all the colors, everything that it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
Our littlest was just kind of hugging it the whole time. She really liked it.
And they were playing with it on the way home too. So
Playing with it on the way home.
Yeah.
Talking about how if we have a Mario birthday party, we can put stuff in it and punch things out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, that would kind of hurt your hand.
But yeah, so much fun. I could easily take several Nintendo-themed movies a year, and it would still not even impact all the Nintendo games I want to play. Like, this is such an
Just
obvious
saying.
branch that Nintendo, I think, has known for a long time they need to do. And
I think they've wanted to as well.
well, that first Mario movie that they made back in, it was like the early 90s or late 80s. I can't remember which.
Cinematography back then's kind of.
Well,
anyway.
they made it live action, which was a mistake. And then the movie wasn't good, which was also a mistake. That scared them off for years.
Yes.
I hope they make all the money because I would love do animation.
Give me
Using
Legend of Zelda
Illumination
movie.
and DreamWorks was such an inspired choice.
Yes.
This works so well in animation. Like, I'm so glad they didn't try to do another live action. Yeah, animation all the way. It was glorious. Wasn't perfect, but it was so much fun. If you go to this movie and you don't have fun, you're just trying to be a grump.
Yes. If you don't laugh at least once.
Or at least enjoy something in the movie,
Yeah.
right? Because I wouldn't say
Yeah.
it's a hilarious movie, but there's some good jokes in it.
Yeah. And if you love Mario, go see this
Yeah,
movie.
or if you're just
If you're a Nintendo fan,
a kid of the
go see
80s,
this
kid of the
movie, yeah.
90s, if you've played Mario anytime in the last 30 years,
any of the Mario games.
you will get something in this, and
Mm-hmm.
it's so much fun. Yeah, fun is the word I come away
Fun.
with, which ironically is Nintendo's big statement about games.
Yes.
Is they're like, we don't care about graphics. Mm-hmm. And they'll even say, we don't care about story. Mm-hmm. They'll say, is the game fun? Mm-hmm. And you get that from this.
They still give us those things, though. They still give us things that look good.
They do,
and
but-
they still give us stories that are engaging.
They do, but when people have talked about criticism of Zelda, they're like,
Mm-hmm.
why not give us a distinct story? Why not give us, a through line? Why not give us an actual timeline?
Mm-hmm.
Because they were hounded for decades from fans. They're like, we think we figured it out.
There is an official one now.
Yes, but that's because they've been hounded,
Mm-hmm.
and mostly because fans figured it out first, and they're like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But
That's what
their
you want.
comment to that was, because that's
Mm-hmm.
not what's important. Was the game fun?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was. Then that's all we set out to do.
And I will say, almost every single game I've ever played that's by Nintendo is fun.
Is
I've been a little disappointed with some of their choices, like how we had some of the Mario parties that should have just been DLCs on top of each other instead of fully separate games.
They do like to separate things and sell you things again and again.
Drives me nuts because I just want Mario Party Ultimate and let me bring in all of the games.
I will say that Nintendo accomplished what they have done in their games, which is this is just fun.
Yes.
And that's
Part of it's the nostalgia.
there is a lot of nostalgia, but that's just from having them around for 30 plus years.
You can't get away from it. You
can't.
might as well embrace it.
Yeah, and it was fun. So if you like Nintendo even at all, I think you'll like this movie.
If your kids are on spring break, take them to the movie.
It's a good time to do it. That's it.
Yeah,
So
have fun.
thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
I hope you go see this movie. Bye.
Bye.